And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kyle the Pug's Sports Review Show episode number 5. Now, I apologize once again for doing a show late this week because I've had finals to do overall during this current week, and of course today was no exception because I had to finish up other finals as well. But so right now those are out of the way, they're done. So right now let's get on with today's sports show, shall we? Anyways, I'm Kyle the Pug, aka Kyle Lodi, aka whatever you want to call me. And of course, people are already calling me because I'm so popular, but we'll get to that later. But anyways, we're going to start the show here. And of course, we have our co-host. It's of course the Amish Mormon hippie himself. I'm just kidding. He's not any of those, but actually he's one of them. It's Cowboy Nick.
How y'all doing, folks? And yes, I am an and yes, it's me, Cowboy Nick, He's not born, Cowboy Nick. All you kids out there, boys for tots, and don't forget, and everyone, do not forget, I made that comment, please, let Kyle know what the way it's going right now, with the way it's going. I made the comment last night, I know everyone read it, but there's that comment I made last night about now it's going to be the Warriors and Oklahoma facing each other. Please tell Kyle what you think about those two teams. He needs to know this because it's important to him.
Well, we are actually going to get to that here in a bit, but right now we are now going to get into the point where it's now going to become the end of an era, possibly. And no, we're not talking about the Kobe Bryant because that era is already over with. We're talking about possibly the era of the San Antonio Spurs is Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili. So, leaning back against a white cinder block wall and wearing a black shirt after the Spurs' 103-99 loss to Oklahoma City Thunder, Duncan left questions about his future plans unanswered, saying that I'll get to that after I get out of the arena and figure out life. And that's pretty much it. Excuse me. So, Ginobili, meanwhile, plans to say he's going to take his time as always in deciding whether or not to return to the Spurs for one last season or not. So, with that being said, Cowboy, what are your thoughts on Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili losing Game 6, and this is possibly could be their last season?
All I have to say is this. Yes, I did cry after seeing that game, but I will say this. I hope they come back. If they do not come back, well, enjoy retirement, fellas. But I'm hoping they come back. And I'm hoping the Spurs continue to be better than they did this year. You know what? Even though they lost and will not be going to the finals, I am still going to say this. I am proud to be a Spurs fan. I love that team, and I will always love that team. Good job this year, guys. It's okay you didn't make it. There's always next season. You have a great coach. You have one of the greatest coaches ever, and you guys still on.
Okay, well, I can tell you one thing, though, about Tim Duncan. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be his final season since he has hit the age of 40. But Ginobili's kind of maybe, but I still think he might be on the verge of retiring as well. So going to Ginobili, and this is what he said, and I quote, "Of course, it's been an amazing run. We all enjoyed playing with each other, and I'm so proud to have playing with these guys for so many years and winning so many games, and even playing with the new guys. If there's a reason why you always want to come back and keep being a part of this, it's because of the amazing chemistry, the good times, and the good people that you play with and spend time with. It's not always about winning a game or winning a championship, but you learn from losses, and it's important to enjoy that every single day. Being a part of this team, I'm very proud of it, even if it sometimes doesn't go our way," unquote. So, what are your thoughts on those quotes from, of course, your favorite player, Manu Ginobili?
Well, I have to say he's right, and he's right on that. But the other thing is too, I know the fact that he made that comment, and making that comment as well. He made that comment under the fact that he was not happy with what happened last night in that game. And as you know, there were a lot of bad calls in that game on both sides in that game by the refs.
Well, I really don't know about that, but I'm pretty sure he's enjoyed most of his years with the Spurs. I mean, I wouldn't say most, but pretty much all season with the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, you gotta. I mean, of course, it's all right to be angry. You have the ups and the downs and all that, but the team chemistry is what matters most, as he's currently said in that quote. And I do agree with him that team chemistry does lead to championships. And if you don't agree with him, then obviously something's wrong with you. Now, going to Greg Popovich's comments, Greg Popovich, excuse me, after the game, he was asked whether Tim Duncan had played his last game. So this is what Popovich said, and I quote, "Why do you say that? Do you know something I don't know? I just wanted to make that clear. Tim was playing really well, so we played him as much as we possibly could because he earned the minutes. He did a really good job," unquote. And I actually thought that was funny, though, at the first part, because I do actually, that's like something I would say. You know, why do you say, do you like know something I don't know? I mean, that's something I would say. Popovich is he's the man, I'm not going to lie.
One of the interviewers from ESPN goes up to him and asks him, "Hey, Popovich, do you have any plans for tonight?" And the comment he made was, "Yeah, let's go to bed."
Well, yeah, I mean, of course he's known to make those kind of smart alecky comments.
That's why I love him. So that's why I love him so much as a coach. I just think that when he goes to those interviews, he's just straight to the point. He's not like one of the guys like, "Yo, what's up? Now I'm gonna go do this on site." I can't see Paul in a game or two. I would laugh like hard, but still.
All right, so Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, all together, they have captured 126 career postseason victories. As of course, here they have the music down there, so they're bumping it really loud. But they've combined for 126 career postseason victories together, which ranks as the most in NBA history by any trio, according to the Elias Sports Bureau research. And the trio also owns the most regular season victories in NBA history as well. So, plus, Parker, Duncan, and Ginobili rank as the first set of 3 or more teammates to win 4 titles together since Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Cooper, and Kurt Rambis. So, what do you think of those stats?
I agree with those stats, and they're all right and true. But the one thing I'm also going to say is that I'm going to say this, and I have to say this as a fan and everything else. But I'm going to say this: fans, you've got to learn to control yourselves better, because like it is starting. The way fans are going now, it is starting to go crazy. Come on, like they're now calling him Mr. Toronto. Yeah, and like an Indian guy who.
Oh, and you've talked about this over and over.
Well, because it's been in the last couple of games, even last night, even the night before last, he was at the game, the Toronto game when they were in Toronto, and he was out there and he actually lifted his shirt up and he had a tattoo, and he actually got a tattoo on his chest, and the camera was filming, he lifts his shirt up and it says on there, it says make Toronto, not Miami.
Well, like I said, you are in love with that fan so much. Honestly, you should do a documentary. You should like go meet him in real life and just do a documentary on him, since you love talking about him. No, I'm not talking about for our show. I'm talking about you, like as like you should be the author of. Then again, you probably couldn't write books anyways because of your bad typing skills and all that gibberish. But either way, we got to move on here really quick. So, getting out of basketball, we're gonna get into baseball here. Of course, we got to make the transition, and of course that we're gonna talk about once again Cowboy Knicks' favorite player, Jake Arrieta. He's expected to maybe sign a long-term deal with it, and that could be the right choice for the Chicago Cubs. So the interesting part behind this is that he's going to be a free agent after, when the 2017 free agent series starts between, after the 2016 season. So, that being said, would it make sense, though, for Jake Arrieta to sign a long-term deal with the Cubs with the season and the year that he's having?
I would say yes, but also the fact you also forgot the other fact too that he's also been talking. He's also had talks with the Angels, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and Royals as well.
But here's the thing, though. I don't think by any means necessary that he's going to go anywhere. I think he's going to stay a Chicago Cub for a long time. That's just my thoughts about that.
He feels comfortable there, and you know what? When he feels comfortable, you know what? That's what you.
Yeah, I mean, I know I kind of was half sarcastic when I said your favorite pitcher or player, but like I said, I mean, we've talked about him like so many times and the records he's been setting, and it's just absolutely amazing. And even though you hate the Cubs, you just gotta see the guy and you gotta respect what he does on the field as a pitcher.
That last game that he did that when they played the Dodgers when he came to your team.
Well, yeah, I remember. No, because if I had another team I would pick, it would be the Chicago. I'm kind of happy the Chicago Cubs hit us, especially with Jake Arrieta. I mean, this was like a season ago, but I was actually happy for Jake Arrieta. I mean, honestly, even though my team did not get a hit on him, but I was happy for the way he pitched and performed out there, and he looked like he's a gangster. He's a stud.
And speaking of that, tonight it's going to be will be the battle of teams as my team.
All right, well we'll talk about that for another time though, since like I said, baseball it's too early to give out predictions and picks and all that. But so, anyways, I'm gonna talk about a little more about Jake Arrieta. So, if they actually end up don't re-signing Jake Arrieta, so here's a possible outcome that could happen. So the Cubs could also finally trade for a young, somewhat controlled pitcher, or maybe Kyle Hendricks takes a huge leap forward, or someone else emerges. But for practical purposes, let's assume that they'll need 2 or more 3 starting pitchers as they continue in the middle of their contending years, with Chris Bryant and company coming into their prime. So they have a lot of options here, so it's definitely their call, and then basically the ball's pretty much in their court, is what it looks like.
But to not keep him, like I'm just saying this, even though I'm a Cardinals fan, but I'm just saying this, for the Cubs to not keep him would be an ultimate
triple ultimates. Did we actually lose Nick? I think we might have lost him. I think we might have lost ultimate. You actually. The funny thing is, you actually got cut out. I'm trying in mid sentence. All I heard was ultimate. Then it just cut out. So you might want to repeat that again.
I said if the Cubs cut him, they would be losing the ultimate player, one of the most ultimate players to their team, and they would be losing the most ultimate part of their organization, and the team would fall apart.
But remember, though, they do have that really high caliber offense, though, with Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, and a bunch of other players that are really good on the offensive side. So, I mean, they also have some other good pitchers as well. Hamill, and of course I mentioned Kyle Hendricks. No, not a minor league. We're talking about their whole pitching squad. Well, yeah, but that's another topic, though.
But the one thing I'm just saying about this is the fact that the Cubs, to keep themselves where they're at right now, they have to keep those players that are just helping the team stay where they need to be. And that's what the Cubs do right now. Because the fact also as well, John Yermolina is back, and St. Louis is sneaking up on their ass. So.
Well, if you want to compare records here, I guess we could do that. I mean, I don't want to prove you wrong once again to see how how close the Cardinals are to the Cubs, but yeah, let's actually take a look at what's going on here in this thing. Yeah, 7 games. Let's compare 7 games to where the Cubs are at. So the Cubs are 25-8, and then you have the Cards or your Cardinals at 19-16. That is not close. No, you're not even close, big boy. You are not even close. No. The only thing that's close is your Book of Mormon near your closet. That's the only thing that's close. Actually, that didn't make any sense. But actually, well, then again, what I said didn't make any sense. But anyways, like I said, your team is nowhere close. I mean, you're tied with the Pirates, and that's. I was gonna say the Pirates are becoming more superior than you guys. I mean. Well, yeah, they're losing to the Cubs, but I'm saying that, but like they're becoming more inferior. Your team's becoming more inferior to both of those teams, and you're like barely borderline with the Reds and the Brewers, and that's just sad in my opinion. No. I'm saying, well, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's kind of sad how your team's falling apart.
Well, it's starting to come back together because we have got to come back.
Well, like I said, we'll see how he reacts once the upcoming season starts, and then don't forget to watch out for the other team that you currently despise. Also, every even year is the San Francisco Giants too. You can't forget that one as well.
Well, they won last night. They had
Well, I'm just talking about the whole World Series thing, where every even year they knocked you out of the playoffs, and then you go on these yelling rants. You go on these yelling rants where, oh, I'm gonna bomb AT&T Park, blah blah blah, and then everything you're gonna yell and scream, bitch and moan, and then everything's gonna be back to normal 2 days later. That's how you are, dude. Yeah. No, you wouldn't. Just stop, dude. Well, yeah, you're not gonna do anything. Just calm down. You're gonna huff and puff, cry, bitch, moan, and then you're gonna accept the fact that the Cubs are gonna win the World Series this year. That's they're gonna be the favorites this year. So you better watch out, big boy.
They're gonna be the favorites like shit. They're already the favorites.
Yeah, so you better start getting used to that fact.
Well, I'm just hoping the other factor that will come through is the fact that they all break tonight.
Yeah. Wishing for injury is not the way to success, big boy.
I'm not wishing. I'm not
Witching? You're not witching?
Like, yeah,
Well, are you witching or bitching? Which one is it?
I'm witching, yeah, but I'm gonna go like wow my shit.
Yeah, you bitch or you witch. It's same. What's the difference?
I'm the bitch what it's talking about.
What's the difference?
Well, the bitch witch is a witch that doesn't really do spells, just writes off the word bitch.
What you mean, bitch and moan? You forgot that part.
Well, I don't know how that's been scary.
He just moans about random stuff just flying around like, I forgot my magical potions. But honestly, God. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't wish harm on anybody.
I know you would have some freaking anti-air.
What kind of a person do you take me for? Just answer that question. Do you really think I'm that bad of a person? I mean, come on. Well, what does that even mean? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. We're talking about you and me. What does that even? That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, we can always, if you want to, I'm just saying, you can always be like me. You can always be like Robin Big. So.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, we're getting a little out of hand here. Anyways, moving on to topics here. Cowboy Nick, I'll let you get started here with the updates on what's going on with the Stanley Cup Playoffs. So, have at you.
Well, for all you folks out there who everyone's going to laugh about this, it's just like, it's just going to be so happy for me right now, what I've read in this so far, is the fact that with the Stanley Cup going on, from what happened last night to what's going on tonight, is the fact that people here in California are just going crazy as the fact last night beat the Predators last night and took the victory.
Yeah, 5-0. They killed them.
Yeah, but and the goal and what makes it even more funnier is the fact that the goaltender for the Predators, they have his name now, but he actually is now being suspended.
Yeah, I remember reading that like a little bit before I was talking to you. Is that I remember that he tossed his hockey stick like a bunch of like tomahawks or something.
He tossed it at like a tomahawk into the net and broke it in half.
Yeah, well, if you get shut out 5-0, then yeah, and especially in a game 7, then yeah, that would be frustrating. I mean, the frustration and the emotions just probably got the better of the guy.
Well, apparently now, what way it's looking now is the fact that because of what he did, now it's being looked at that he is to be fined and having to pay a penalty for what he did.
Well, like I said, don't let your emotions get in the way.
Especially, yeah, like, your stick like that and all that stuff. And they lost that game in San Jose as well, which makes it even better. They lost in the Shark Tank, which gives them a Raiders thing. And people in California, from what I've heard and read into the record during this morning and all that, people were going crazy. Like it was said in the record, but they were saying that someone in the record wrote that on his way writing, I am on my way back from the game, and I am on my way home, but it looks like I'm not going to go to work today because I'm going to be sleeping in. For the fact that I'm probably going to be making it here around 1 in the morning. For the simple fact
that everybody in California is hungover and drunk after the celebration. So that being said, let's move on.
But anyway, tonight is going to be the big showdown is tonight. And I know everyone across the United States, whether or not you're in the Rangers season, you like to see, you're going to watch hockey, you're going to watch this tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be the Penguins and one of the dirtiest, toughest Oakland Raiders style teams in the NHL.
Now, if I remember correctly, they were in the Stanley Cup last year, and they've since the loss from the Stanley Cup, they've been, from what I've seen, not seen, but what I've read, they've been absolutely just tearing it up in the regular season, and the postseason is no different.
Oh yeah, like one of their guys, he goes by T. Johnson. He's 13. This year, 13. He has made for his team a total of 13 points, which is 13 points to score. 13 points to score. Total of 13. We have another guy named Ian Koborski, who has made 9 goals as a top player in his team. Made 9 goals, and T. Johnson also not just points scored for his team, but also for the fact that he's got a total of 9 assists for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, and that's a playmaker right there.
Yeah, and he's also known for putting you in. He's also known as one of the players that everyone has said, and people have said this, and I've read this online. Watch out for Johnson, because if you don't watch out, Johnson will put your ass will go into the wall.
All right, so if he had to make a pick for this game, who would it be, and how many games in the best of 7?
Well, if I have to make a pick in this game, sorry, Lightning, I have to go with the Penguins for the fact that I just love how the Penguins play, and I picked them to win. And I would have to say, if they were to win this series, I would say the 36.
All right, so you say Penguins in 6. So I guess I could give out a pick because whatever, we got some time. I mean, I've seen both of these teams play. I mean, I've been a Pittsburgh supporter, not a fan, but a supporter since I was really little, since the Super Mario Lemieux days. or Mario Lemieux, as they would call it, but it's more everybody. And then Jaromir Jagr and Ron Francis. I'm surprised that team didn't win a Stanley Cup, which kind of shocked me. But anyways, yeah, I do like the way these teams, and it's hard for me to make a pick at this point because I feel like this series is going to go to 7. I mean, I honestly think that this series is going to go to 7 games. Like, honest to God.
It's probably going to wind up going to 7 because both these teams are just so crazy. But the fact is, I mean, like people will tell you, the Lightning are one of those teams that do not underestimate because they will hurt.
Okay, so my overall picks, I would say Penguins in 7, and then for the Western Conference Finals, I say Sharks in 6. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, with this one, I'm gonna say it too. I'm gonna have to agree with you to say Sharks in 6 because of the fact that I don't see them. I have respect for the Blues, but
no, but the Blues, from what I've read, the Blues have actually knocked out the Stanley Cup champs, and it's going to be hard for the Sharks, to take them on. But I think they will. But the Blues are absolutely like one of the hottest teams going into the Western Conference Finals.
Oh yeah, but you have to remember.
From what I've read.
Yeah, but you have to remember the way they knocked out Dallas was the fact that Dallas, for the most part, in that final game, was beating St. Louis for the longest time, and then right in the second inning, Dallas, like right towards the end of the second, the St. Louis Blues came back with a 5-goal comeback, and then took the lead in the third and won the whole thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, both of these teams have something, to fight for, especially the San Jose Sharks as well, because they're kind of a little overdue just to make at least, a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals, yet alone just to win a Stanley Cup in general. So, well, maybe way before then, but I think that the Sharks are kind of overdue, in my opinion, just to get to the finals. I mean, if they choke again, then I'm pretty much every hockey fan from around the world is going to say that including Ducks fans and Kings fans, are going to be saying, the Sharks, they just can't do it, blah blah blah, things like that. But I mean, hopefully this is the year that they can do it, though. I mean, I'll be watching every now and then. I'll check in and see what's going on with them. But I mean, it's not like I don't hate St. Louis Blues. I mean, I don't even know who's on the St. Louis Blues, to be honest with you. But I only know like a couple people on the Sharks, but that's it.
Like, look at the St. Louis Blues. They have some great players. Like, St. Louis Blues, they have some great players. For like folks that haven't seen it, you should take a look. But yeah, the St. Louis Blues do have really great players. They have players like take a look at him right now. He's the right wing, Arrieta. He's from Russia. He's a Russian player. He has a total of his GP this year is 80. He scored 40 goals in a game, 34 assists, points. Points to the net scored is 74. His penalty minutes is 37. He's got a career of 259, 106 goals, 103 assists, 109 points scored. 55% of the time, he's got 55% of the time goals going to the net. 94 total penalty minutes. And right now in this game, the way it's looking right now for St. Louis, he's got 13. In this game, he's 13 to he's 13 to 1 in this game. He's also got 7 goals to his record in the series, and he's to this series as well. So as a right wing, he is one of those players that you just look at him. He's like one of those guys, especially at home. He's one of those guys that you look at. He really is focused. He's really strong. He's one of the players he's a player that he has been picked in this series to lead St. Louis to a pretty good series, Kyle.
All right, so with that being said, we are going to be out of here on episode number 5 on Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And if you did enjoy the whole show, the whole 30 minutes that is, please drop a like and don't forget to subscribe to Kyle the Pug Sports. So with that being said, I'm Kyle the Pug, aka Awolnation, that's Cowboy Nick, and we'll see you guys next time on episode number 6. So peace out, have a good day, as always, stay safe.